It's all the plastic particles.
Oh, that too.
That are now in your brain. I hope not.
This is not funny.
No, I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to scrap this episode. Welcome back. We're back. This is CrossFit 2960 podcast. You know me, I know you. My name is Robert. We've got Nydia, we've got Trinity, and Daniel, the man behind the dude behind the desk. I'm always going to get that
It
wrong.
does. It's whatever.
You need a name tag, I think.
It's just Daniel. It's fine.
Dude.
Danielle.
No.
Not that
one. He doesn't want that one. Okay. All right. Well, we are back. Very nice weather that we're having right now. Right? Maybe 80s. It's not as windy as it was.
It is 78 degrees right now.
Yeah. Were you
It's on my watch.
It is on the watch. That's nice to have that option.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Before you go outside.
Yeah.
Because the suckers 100 years ago, what would they have done?
I don't know. You know what I need to get on here is the wind speed.
You need that.
I need it on my watch.
What is that called? Is that the barometer that measures?
No, that's pressure.
Wind speed? That's pressure?
Yeah.
What measures wind speed?
It's pretty early on, but I can go ahead and start Googling things.
I guess so. That was a really long pause.
Yeah.
I apologize to the people at home. That was the time
Like
to go to the
this.
bathroom. That's how you do it.
Yeah.
Yep. 7 knots to the I don't know. I was going to...
That's
Why did all the
sailing.
English people they know? Huh?
That's sailing.
Oh, well, I don't know.
An anometer.
Dang, I wasn't going to know that.
Onometer.
Yeah, something.
But you know when there was also great weather was this Saturday when we
Yes,
had
it was perfect.
Dino
It was so
Dash.
perfect.
Yes.
It could not have been more perfect.
Yeah, so if you weren't there, you should have been there.
Yeah.
I wasn't there, unfortunately.
We didn't have space for you. It was sold out.
I know, yeah. I
Yeah.
could have just been the 201st person just running around.
Actually, we did let 5 more people.
That's very kind of
on
you.
last
Yeah,
minute,
it's
yeah.
very cool. We had the animatronic dinosaurs out
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
So before you go on and talk about Dino Dash,
Mhm.
they've had the what was it, the Dino Fest, right? They had the dinosaurs around Epic Central.
Yeah.
We have T-Rex and Stegosaurus, Triceratops, and some other ones with names as well.
With names.
Yep.
I'm sure there's a velociraptor somewhere.
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it is. I don't know if it's what is the difference between a velociraptor and a raptor? One's faster?
Yeah, because velocity,
That's what I assume.
maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Can you hear the keys Googling?
There's no need to look this stuff up, guys. We're providing all the information.
No, we're not.
But my wife's family was out here. My brother-in-law, Felipe, as I like to call him. No, it really is his name. That's why I call him that. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what you guys are thinking. Him and his kids, and he's got one that is close to college age. So she was out checking TWU.
Nice.
And I got to bring them all to the Epic as well. We did some swimming. We did, what else did we do? I guess we went out and we checked out the dinosaurs. We went to Chicken and Pickle, which was really nice. They hadn't been to any of these places before, and just had a really good time. So that was really cool. And they're also the reason why I couldn't be here for Dino Dash.
Yeah.
And then my daughter was also doing, that was her first volleyball game at the same time as well.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, but I would have loved to have done it. Nate said he completed his around like 19 minutes.
Yeah, and he came in third. So there were 2 people that completed ahead of him.
There were people that beat him?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There were some serious runners here. On,
yeah, I
Saturday.
saw that with the pictures and with the
Yeah.
little videos going on. There looked like some serious people. And then there were a bunch of not so serious, but very cool because they came in their
so
dinosaurs.
cool. Yeah.
They came with T-shirts already pre-made, so
Yep.
that was really cool. But yeah, give me the breakdown. What happened? What was it like?
First off, it went so smoothly.
Yeah.
The big point this year is that we actually made money from the event.
No way.
So that was so cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
You can buy a
so we get to
Snickers
do it
bar.
again next year.
Yes.
And just everything was running on time. And I remember like the DJ, I would go over to the DJ and be like, hey, can you announce this?
Yeah.
This is about to happen. He's like, oh, I already did. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so,
Man.
like they were on top of it.
Yeah.
So it was really nice to.
Did he have the DJ voice? Was he like doing, or was he regular?
So something's really interesting that happens when I'm like running these events is I kind of like go into a blackout mode
She blacked out.
where like
Might be the heavy drinking. Do we have to take that out? Is that something we have to?
Nah,
I do not drink, guys. I have not had a drink.
Were you there, Trinity?
Yeah.
How was the DJ voice?
Yeah,
It
you
was
tell me.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, average.
No,
Yeah.
he was great. I'm sure he
Like-
was. How dare
Like
you?
great, but like not
Normal.
Like your
Normal is
typical,
what you mean.
I think
Okay,
it was
yeah.
more like a typical
Yeah.
5K DJ. Like
Okay.
a
He
run
he did
DJ.
not make the event about himself
Right.
being
Yeah.
the DJ, and that is good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
No, it was. I would hire him again.
Cool.
So I just remember things going very smoothly. As far as like the very small details, I don't quite remember those. I did anticipate being able to participate this year, but that didn't happen.
No.
So I hope
So you
next
didn't even do
year-
the relay?
I didn't because I had to kind of run the relay,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah.
I wasn't prepared for the. We've been using the megaphone the
Yeah.
past few years.
Yeah.
And even though we put new batteries in it,
It's not powerful
It's
enough.
not. Well,
Yeah.
it kept like high pitched noise. It kept making high pitched noises, so I didn't
Gotcha.
really get to like. Anyway, I had to run that part of the
Need to look into getting a
the
better
event.
one. Louder.
Well, what I'm hoping is now that our event coordinator and the
Yes.
people have seen how it works,
Yes.
they can take over
I'm
that
sure.
part and use actual microphones,
That'd
and
be
then
great.
they won't need me and my cheap little megaphone.
Yes, you're probably right.
And so
That's
I'm
the way to go.
hoping next year that all of us can actually participate
Yeah.
and just be there for support
I
and
think
not
so.
to.
I think it's gonna be so much better. Hopefully, the weather.
I mean, I don't know
plays-
how it could be so much better.
Right.
It went so
Well, like you said, if you're able to enjoy it
yeah,
as well,
for us,
that's gonna
for
be
us.
yeah,
But I mean, as
for the
far as for
team.
people participating in the weather and
Yeah.
it was just such a great day.
Yeah.
It went so well.
Very cool.
We're sad that you couldn't make it.
I know,
Yeah.
man. I was too, but again, I was doing fun and good things
Yeah,
as
that's
well.
good.
Yeah, my daughter, they won the game, which was really
Oh,
cool. Did really
nice.
well. She was happy about it. She's happy about her performance. Got the ball over the net a couple times, so
Very
that's always
nice.
good. You know, they're little, and this is their first. They're not so little, but this is their first time really, playing volleyball and things
Yeah.
like that. She was in another league prior to, but many of them, that is their goal, to get the ball over the net, and then hopefully it rallies a couple times, and they were able to do that, so that was really nice. And it's with a really cool church league and everything, so
Very
it's
nice.
it's very fun.
nice.
But I will be here for the next thing, which is triple threat.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we'll do that. So we do have the ski erg,
Mhm.
the
Bike?
assault bike. No, not the assault. I always say assault bike.
The
Echo
Echo
bike.
bike.
Yeah, which is so much harder.
Yeah.
And then the assault treadmill run. So I wanted to give you guys the details, but you've probably already signed up, so no problem there. But if you haven't, ski erg 1,600 meters.
hmm
The Echo bike, this is where it gets really tough. But I remember last year people got through it real quick.
It wasn't as bad as it
Yeah,
seemed.
100 calories for the guys, 80 calories for ladies.
So the ski erg is 16 across.
It's 16 across. Yeah,
Okay.
as is the 5K
5K,
run. I did add a scaled option this time as well. So you've got 1,000 meters on the ski erg. You've got 50 calories for the men and 40 calories for the women on the Echo bike. And then you're going to finish on the treadmill with 1.5 miles. So I just want to include
like
more
that
people,
one.
a little more entry,
I'm gonna do that
easy
one.
entry. Yeah. Time domain is still 45 to 50 minutes, and we want to cap it in 55 minutes.
Very
You got that,
nice.
Trinity?
Mhm.
You ready? Did you sign up yet?
No.
What in the world?
So
Dan-
Nate,
are you going to be able to do it this time?
Yeah, I
You
hope
did
so.
it last time. Yeah.
I did, and I did not finish on time
Yes.
because it was the first time to do all of those movements.
Yes.
and you
man.
had to go across the fitness floor to get from one machine to the other.
Sort of. The
Okay.
ski erg and the bike were pretty close,
Okay.
but I'd never done the ski erg on my,
Yeah.
workout so far, and I'd never done the assault bike.
Yeah.
And so,
Now you're a pro.
yeah, I mean, even hearing, I was like, oh, we do workouts. We did a workout the other day that was 40
Yeah.
Yeah.
and twice, I think,
Yeah.
in the workouts.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's almost right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, are you going to do it during the event, or are you going to have to do it earlier again?
I'm going to try to do it during the
If you
event. That
do-
seems more fun.
If you do it earlier, let me know. I think I might have to do it earlier.
Okay.
As well, but
Well, Nate said that he needs to practice on the ski erg. I was like,
This time.
Nate, you came in last year.
Yeah.
Had never been on any of the equipment.
Yeah.
Didn't even warm up.
Yeah.
And you still blew everyone out
I
of the
know,
water.
especially with this run.
So now he wants to practice. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see.
Just
how
give
well
him
he
all the
does.
wrong advice.
I know, right?
Yeah. Tell them to do it like
Man.
some of the people we see on the fitness floor. And I'm not making fun of you to be mean. I'm making fun of you because it's funny. But we'll see people do it like they're swimming, single arm. Or I've seen people just do tricep extensions
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah.
There's been quite a few things. It's
I
not like it
think
has
no matter what
instructions.
he does,
Yeah,
he's still
he's
gonna
gonna be-
beat all of us.
Yeah, maybe. I
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter what he eats.
And then now
or
you
what
gave
he...
him the knowledge.
I know.
Right? Now he knows he needs to eat steak.
Yeah, and he's been eating steak
He's been eating
and
steak.
salmon, and
Yes.
he still loves his carbs. So
Please tell Nate about this episode so that he can know that 25% of it was dedicated to him. Yeah, I would like to beat him. That would be nice. He's
So
going to
was
go
it-
hard on that run.
Was it Friday morning? You said he had like 6
Yes,
bagels. He's
6
like,
Yeah.
I had
bagels.
2 eggs and some bacon,
Yeah.
but I had 6 bagels.
Yeah.
So he's getting the protein.
What
in,
was he
but
eating before?
Just like probably 10 bagels.
He-
He's really cut back.
He said earlier today that before he started eating like this, he used to eat out 3 times a day.
3 times.
I'm sure.
Fast food 3
I'm
times
sure.
a day.
Yeah, man.
And it would be like extra
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Extra, whatever the carb is, it
The
would be
largest
extra.
of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't know Nate, he looks like a basketball player, right? Very
Yeah,
lean,
he's super tall.
very
Is
thin,
he 6'4"?
very tall.
6'2"? I think he's 6'2" or 6'4",
Yeah, slightly taller than me.
just slightly.
A little bit.
by
Still
half
working
an
on
inch.
it. I got time. I'm taking my time. So I also wanted to bring up the April Fitness Challenge, which is coincidentally, but not so much, the ski, bike, and run.
So essentially, if you practice it
Mhm.
and then you do it, you'll probably hit.
Well, our triple threat is on the 4th, so you don't have much time to accumulate. But if you
True.
do the triple threat, then you've added all those distances to your total count.
But what's the total?
So it is a 10K on the ski erg.
Mm.
It's a 10K on the run and 40K on the bike. What was that? Is that good? Trinity's smiling. Is that good?
Yeah,
I feel good about
I
it.
thought-
What is-
you
You-
call it. That's
you
a
feel-
smile.
It's
Wait,
fear.
is it
Smile.
April yet?
Yeah.
Grimace. smile,
Almost.
something-
Oh yeah. Grimace. Wasn't he a character on the McDonald's?
That's
yes,
correct.
yes.
Are we going with that now? Grimace.
That's a word before it was that guy though.
Yeah, but that's what I remember. That's my
That's
That's-
what we're gonna.
that's my
associate
childhood,
with. Yeah,
sir. Not really.
How dare you?
We never really went to McDonald's.
I did.
Did you?
We had birthday parties at McDonald's.
Did you?
Oh yeah, with
Yeah.
all the
Oh, they
scary
used to
old
have-
characters.
Yeah, they
Oh,
used to have the
yeah.
big playgrounds and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like with metal, and it was like really
Oh
hot.
man, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys remember that back when playgrounds were just metal?
Yeah, because I would
things,
get
yeah.
burned. And,
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You don't know that.
She's lived in a plastic haven this entire time. Yeah, that's not good for you.
It's not. You need to get burned sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, no, just all the plastic particles
Oh, that too.
that are now
But-
in your brain. I hope
This
not.
is not funny.
No, I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to scrap this episode.
Back to my energy drink.
Back to what I was talking about. And so we have the April Fitness Challenge. We have other fitness challenges throughout this year as well.
She's looking forward to one of them.
So the swimming challenge, right? So we've got the swimming challenge. I won't get into too many details. You're just gonna have to tune in
Yeah.
for that. See, that's how you keep the people waiting, right? They're just like waiting for the next episode
They're
to come out.
always waiting.
I'm probably going to forget we had this discussion. So a couple more, but then we also have other challenges. We've got Murph. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, not challenges, competitions.
Right.
Murph and Big Mike, my brother's workout, and affiliate
The
cup.
affiliate cup. Yeah.
Yeah, it's community cup, affiliate
Community.
cup.
No, community cup.
That sounds like coffee.
I'm the one that.
That sounds like coffee.
It's community coffee. This is community
Affiliate-
cup.
Oh, there
There's
isn't.
no affiliate
There's no
in the
affiliate,
name.
but it
No.
should be. No.
No.
Community cup.
Moving on.
But you need to prepare for these things, right? How do you prepare for a competition, whether it's the Dino Dash, a 5K, whether it's the triple threads or some of the other things that people enjoy doing, high rocks, fitness races?
I mean, showing up to CrossFit regularly is
Mhm.
going to be very beneficial.
Yeah. Why? Why?
Why? Because you're training your body, you're training the movements, and you're training your muscles for endurance and
Sure.
all the things that you're going to need to get through these competitions. The challenges certainly help, and so that's something that I had mentioned to you that crossed my mind during today's workout. Like, I could have gotten past the 10-minute mark so much better had I been doing the running,
Sure.
because I know you've been doing a lot of that.
Yeah.
So maybe keeping up with these challenges, they are challenging for a reason. And that's one of the more challenging things for me is just the endurance part of it. So
Yeah.
I get to like this 10-minute point and I'm like
Sure,
done.
sure.
And it's really hard to push past that. But if I can, incorporate more running, more of these endurance, these long cardio workouts, then I think I could get a lot better in that regard.
And I think a lot of it is mental as well. And if you're putting yourself in those environments frequently and you are pushing a little bit, what's reasonable? I mean, obviously, you don't want to get into the point where you get overtrained or injured or whatever. But if you're the cup is half full, right, a little bit more frequently, and you have that type of mindset, I think it's going to be more beneficial for you. And if you're showing up, then that's validation of that type of thought.
Yeah.
Whereas, obviously there can be false confidence, but what would be worse is somebody who's constantly thinking negatively, like they can't do it. They know this is where they fail. But if you have those types of thoughts and you're not training, then you're probably not going to be very successful.
Right.
So I think that goes hand in hand. If you are in a training program like CrossFit, or you're using some other training program, the thing is, it needs to be intentional. It needs to be something that you can gradually increase your efforts, whether it's endurance or strength or some sort of progressive overload is a term that's used quite frequently from the fitness gurus, and that term's been around a long time, with the strength training coaches. But the idea again is that you're progressively giving a little bit more than maybe what you could normally handle, and your body is playing catch up as it recovers. So also very important is getting rest, sleeping, giving yourself recovery days. If you're not regularly training to where you're pushing 3, 4, 5 days, don't just jump into it. It's again, progressive overload, and that could be that you're changing up frequency as well. So not just intensity, not just load, right? Or even the types of exercises, but how frequently you're training. But you don't have to continue to push all the way up to race day. In fact, that's typically not a good idea. There's a way to taper off more towards race day, where maybe that week or two or more, whatever is necessary, that you're no longer building. You've built something and you're protecting it by not pushing, so that you can push on race day, right? So that we don't create some sort of overtraining, so close to the race day that you can't recover. Cross training is a very good way to do this as well, because even if you're a runner, if you're just running all the time, maybe we're going to put some issue on. I hear plantar fasciitis so frequently. I hear hamstring issues, knee issues. There's so much, kind of like people who type and they get carpal tunnel. Very similar. It's an overusage. So if you can hop on the bike, if you can get on a elliptical or even swimming or other types of exercises that still train things very similarly. But then there's also strength training, right? Build the strength in the legs, from your quads and hamstrings and calves. And, don't just train in that one pattern of movement where it's simply, there are the three, and they're escaping me right now, the frontal plane, the transverse plane, and I'm missing one, and you guys are going to have to help me real quick. Anybody? Frontal, sagittal, and transverse. So train outside of with the other types of movement patterns, so that you're not just, again, that same pattern all the time, because it's just going to be overworked, and that also means you can get in more training days. You can get in more training exercises, and just allow your body to build up in so many different ways. And then what else is important, do you guys think? Food is very important, absolutely. So,
and sleep,
fueling, sleep as well. How long should people sleep?
I like 7.5 hours.
Why do you like? It's like you're answering a 7.5 hours for 200, please.
Okay. So it's supposed to be between 7 and 9 hours for adults.
Okay.
Women typically need a little bit more sleep than men. But for me, and I think in general, 7.5 works really well because our sleep cycles tend to be about an hour and a half. So you want to get them in.
They tend to be an hour and a half. What do you mean by that?
Your sleep cycle, like a full sleep cycle, lasts about an hour and a half, typically.
Like deep sleep or something?
Like you go through all the sleep, like through the whole cycle, and then you're kind of awake again, and then you go back into your REM, and then deep sleep. You go through that whole cycle, and you come out again. So that whole
Well, I had no idea.
yeah. So it's about an hour and a half.
I typically just sleep.
And so you want to get like 6 hours of sleep. That's going to be 4 sleep cycles.
Man.
Or 7.5 would be 5.
Yeah.
Or 9 would be. So I think that's where they kind of come up with the between this and this. But
Daniel,
if
you're verifying all this right now, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. But if you're getting 8 hours of sleep, you're 30 minutes. You might be 30 minutes into a new sleep cycle. So you're trying to wake up in the middle of that sleep cycle, and that's not a natural way to wake up. And that's why we're like fighting it and hitting snooze.
Yeah.
But you can set your alarm to be smart if you have like a watch or like a tracking ring or something that knows what sleep cycle you're in.
How much are they paying you?
I did not.
What is the name of that again? I forgot.
The Oura Ring.
Oura Ring.
And
I've seen
she's got
tons of
one
advertisements. You got one
Yeah,
too?
It's not.
Mine's ultra human.
Yes.
What does that mean?
It's cheaper. That's what it means.
I don't. It
It's
sounds
the
like
off
it would be.
brand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not an Oura Ring. It's ultra human.
Ultra-human,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Okay.
They don't make you pay extra for the color
Man.
or monthly.
Which I did not need to pay extra for the color because it all scratched off anyway.
Yeah.
But what's cool about it is when you set your alarm, you can set a smart alarm.
Yeah.
So that if you tell it about what time you want to wake up, it will wake you up when you're done with a sleep cycle that's close to that time that you want to wake up.
How does it wake you up? Does the ring vibrate or something?
I haven't done that yet, but no, it'll be your alarm,
Oh, it's
whatever
just on your
alarm
phone.
that you set.
I
But
want the
it'll
ring
be,
to wake me up.
It needs to all be tied in.
It
Yeah.
electrocutes you.
That would be cool. That's a great way to wake up.
So subtle. But yeah, so as far as sleep goes,
Yeah.
it's not good to be interrupted in the middle of a sleep cycle. So if you can try to,
So being electrocuted probably isn't the way to go. Okay. Darn it. I was gonna patent that.
But anyway, as far as sleep goes, I like 7.5 hours.
Sweet. Yes, and I think that's as far as the research data, all the things that I've seen that's been out there. I mean, that's probably good, and I hope that people are getting that much. I think a lot of people.
A lot of people are not.
Sasha.
She's not.
Yeah. No, you're not getting
Which
that
I'm
because you have to get up here so
surprised.
early.
Yeah.
Go to bed on time. Trinity.
She goes to bed early.
So early. I'm like a grandma.
But you're doing what that's keeping you awake? Or you do go to sleep.
I do go to sleep.
So I thought you said you're not getting this
but
sleep.
I can't go to bed any earlier than 9:30. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But you get up early.
Yeah.
And especially in the summer because there's still light out
Yeah.
at
You get
9:30.
like the like the blackout curtains and
But even then,
Your
No.
your circadian rhythm is like
yeah, it's just there's. I don't know. It's 9:30. I don't want to go to bed at 9:30. That's
Is
she
just
wants
it-
to party. She's in her
She
early
wants to party,
20s.
I
that's
don't
right,
want to party.
yeah.
I just want to be awake.
she is partying all the way up to 9:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
What time does Luby's close? Don't they those
Oh, I think they
cafeterias?
close at like 8:30.
Something like that.
The Luann platter.
Yeah. I remember getting
Do
the
you-
Salisbury steak.
You remember going in there. So I would always
Mhm.
get the fish.
I
The
did.
baked fish.
I did too.
Yeah.
And anytime you go, I noticed when I was a little bit older and would go with my dad that all you hear is the ice clinging in the tea glasses.
Yes, yeah, I remember
There's
that.
no music or anything.
Yeah.
Like all you hear is ice clinging.
Yeah,
And this is like 4:00. It's packed.
yeah.
That's dinner rush.
That's
That
the
is the
dinner
dinner
rush.
rush, yeah.
That's supper rush.
But there was also like the
Supper.
the glass. I guess it was a cup or I don't know what to call it, chalice almost, and it's got Jello cubes
Oh.
in it.
The green,
Oh.
the
Yeah.
green Jello
Yes.
cubes.
Yeah, green Jello
Oh.
cubes for sure.
Yeah.
And I think there was pudding too. I want to say there was chocolate
course
pudding
they
and stuff
had
like
pudding.
that. Yeah.
They have to have soft stuff.
Why?
for the dentures.
To protect the dentures.
Yes, yes. That's why there was Jello, and it's
And
fun
the
for
soft-
kids.
The soft baked fish
Goes down easy.
on mashed potatoes.
Man, how can you tell the difference between the two?
It
Might have just been another fish.
No, it was like right on top. Just-
Yeah. Might have been another fish. Another good thing to do is mobility. So we've got stretching, we've got, but there's different types of stretching, right? There's static stretches.
Mhm.
So those are the ones I think people are most familiar with. You're holding a stretch for 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes, whatever
and I think
it
what
is.
people don't realize is you shouldn't start with those.
Okay, why?
You need because your body's not warm enough yet.
Okay.
So holding that stretch can really like hurt your muscle
Okay.
rather than helping you
Yeah.
warm up.
So there is
you
a
wanna-
stretch reflex that occurs. So if the reason you have those recommended time frames is because by then the muscle tends to give and to loosen. But like you said, if you're not warm, then perhaps the muscle is countering and it's
Yeah.
contracting more. So you may end up with something tighter. Or if you are successful and you get that muscle all nice and loose, and then you go and perform an activity where you need it to
be able
contract.
to react. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Then you've got a weakened muscle. So
Mhm.
stretching out my chest before I hit bench, for instance,
Yeah.
rather than simply warming up.
Mhm.
So if I warm up, I'm performing the movement. Maybe it's a push-up, maybe it's an empty bar, something along those lines. But I'm essentially doing an active stretch.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going through the
Mhm.
full range of motion.
Mhm.
I'm thinking about the muscles that are the antagonists, the ones that are performing the reverse action. Because they're contracting in a different way that's
Yeah.
very safe for my joints, right? I want my back muscles involved as well, so that I'm not, pulling things in my shoulder or, you see a lot of guys that get the pec tears. Now, most of the time
Yeah.
it's overtraining or they're just hitting crazy heavy weights. But I certainly wouldn't want to do that with
No.
at any time,
No,
of course.
no.
Yeah. So those are very good things to do. When should I do the static stretches then? The
I would
ones
say
I'm holding?
either after your workout or at least after you've had a pretty good warm up. So
Yeah.
if you're just going to spend some time on mobility and not really
Mhm.
go through a workout or strength training session, just warming up the body on, Echo Bike. I like the Echo Bike for a warm up just because you're really moving everything.
You kind of have everything moving.
Yeah, and you could use anything. You could
Sure.
do it just running.
Yeah, and with our program, we typically have a 1-2
Mhm.
minute or so, on cardio piece of
Yeah.
choice, and then we'll go through that a couple of times or whatever.
Yeah.
So we also have yoga here at the Epic as well.
Yes.
Trinity, tell me a little bit about our yoga program.
Well, they do several different yoga classes.
They do, yeah.
They do variety yoga,
Mhm.
which is like basic yoga, and they do Pilates on Fridays where they use all the fun toys. And then they also have chair yoga, which
Yeah.
they just added.
Yep, just got that
Yeah.
added. It's Lisa who's doing that
yes.
for us. Very well liked and knowledgeable instructor who's been doing it for a very long time. Also very nice. Really enjoy it.
Super
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really enjoy her programs. I remember when I took her class. Oh, I took it kind of. She did like a demo for me or whatever, and I totally got away from like I'm evaluating her. I was just like enjoying the class. Yeah, it was really nice.
And she's not intimidating. She's not
Exactly.
going to have you doing some people are intimidated by yoga because
Sure.
they see things on social media,
Yeah.
handstand poses and all these, but she's not going to do, if you're able to do that, you're welcome
Exactly.
to do it.
Yeah.
But she's not going to make you feel forced.
Right. Yeah.
And she's got some other cool things like mindful meditation classes she'll offer every once in a while. And I think she wants to bring it back for maybe the summer months.
Yes. Yeah, she'll
but
do
that's
some
just-
seasonal things as well.
Yeah. I think
Especially
that's
the
just
outside
really
stuff,
nice.
which I really like too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's important. Even though you're not moving as much, like we gotta exercise our minds and learn how to control that as well as our bodies.
Maybe even
So,
slow things down.
Yes,
Focus.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not on your phone while you're doing yoga poses and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
I bet you somebody's done that.
I probably have.
Yeah. I got to check this while my leg is over my head, which would be impressive, actually.
Yeah.
So we talked about nutrition. What about hydration? What? Is that a bad thing?
Everybody that knows me knows how I feel about water.
Are you like, no, I was going to say, no, I can't say that, but go ahead.
I drink when I'm thirsty.
Drink when you're thirsty.
I only drink
And
when
I agree
I'm
with
thirsty.
that. And again, that's a big
don't-
CrossFit push as well. You drink when you're thirsty.
I was so happy when you introduced me to that aspect of CrossFit, like with the nutrition program, because I was like, oh my God, they finally get it. Somebody gets it. Because I cannot chug water and I don't feel comfortable chugging water. And if it's just making me run to the bathroom, like common sense tells me I'm just diluting the nutrients and the electrolytes that I have in my body.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I want to do that? Because then that means I need to replace them more frequently.
Yeah,
it just didn't make sense.
A big
to
movement.
me.
Like they wanted you to
Drink a
pee.
gallon.
Yeah, but like pee till everything's clear.
Yeah,
you know?
and that's not healthy.
Right,
That's
right.
actually
Like that
not
was a
healthy.
goal.
Yeah. So you don't want to do that. Obviously talk to your doctor.
Sure.
First and foremost, always talk to your doctor. I don't know what's going on with people at the individual level. For me, I do know I need to drink more. I would benefit from drinking more water.
Sure.
But I'm safe drinking the amount of water that I currently drink, which is when I'm thirsty.
You're not intentionally trying to hold being
I'm
thirsty
not.
for a long period of time or something.
And
right?
it like usually it'll hit me at the end of the day when I get home. I'm like, I am really thirsty, so I'll catch up on my water intake. But and then I also think about like how I water my plants. You want your plants to dry out typically between waterings. There's some that you don't, but like in general, the soil would dry out, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of like a plant. Like I'm gonna dry out a little bit, and then I'll get real thirsty, and then I'll.
You really had that thought?
Every time I water my plants, which is about once a week.
Oh man. Another thing to consider that I think is very helpful because it is one of those things that maybe you don't think about until just before, or I don't know, but it's good to have a plan for it as well, which is race day gear. So that really is specific to the sport that you're doing. So when I was doing triathlons, I mean, of course, I already had to have my bike and I needed to put miles on it, my shoes, but what kind of shorts are appropriate, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot of the runners, they tend to wear things that are very loose and short as well. Because, dude, you get very hot, and we live in Texas. So, and a lot of the races I did were in the middle of the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then is that going to translate well to being on the bike, because that's a long time you're on the bike. Your butt is on that tiny little seat. A lot of people will get covers or they'll get special shorts for them. And then you're also swimming, which actually comes first, right? And you don't have time to change a lot of things, so you're not going to, run off to the changing room and switch, different types of clothing. Well, there's some hybrid clothing that you could wear, but for something like we're doing, like the triple threat, for instance, right? We've got some running in there. What is recommended for running sports is that you're wearing shoes that you've put you've broken them in. Yeah, because you don't want something that is brand new and you're just running on it for the first time.
I've done that a few times.
You find out it rubs your toenail off or something, or I know a lot of people talk about like the back of the where the heel is, and it'll rub really bad. And oftentimes when you're going, you don't really feel it until you're done and it's all said and done. Yeah. So speaking about gear, Trinity has recently purchased some very cool shoes.
Oh yeah, can you show us?
Yeah, let's go ahead and prop that up on the table, please.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Soak that in. Tell me about those special shoes.
These are the runners from Rad.
They do look rad.
I think they're called the R1 or something like that.
They're not the R2s yet? They haven't updated their, because they did on the trainers. They did on the trainers, yeah. I thought they looked a little bit different from the other ones.
R1.
Yeah. But these are specifically a athlete's design, right?
Or they
just put her name on it.
Oh, these ones aren't.
They're not the Daniel Brandon?
Oh, no, it was
It's
the
the
other
other
one.
one.
It was the other
sparkly
ones.
ones.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well,
We'll have
just,
But they dropped these at the same time, so maybe she picked the color. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe she did.
But you should wear the other ones on the next podcast. So we can show
Yes,
those.
yeah,
I'll wear the
we'll do
next
that.
ones
But
next
specifically, they are Danielle.
Yes,
Not
Danielle.
Danielle. Danielle. See, I almost did it again. Danielle Brandon.
Yeah. DB.
DB. Cool. Yeah, break in those shoes. Spend some time in them, and be confident those are the right shoes for you.
Yeah.
There's so many different types of not just working out shoes, but runners and trainers,
Ultra runners.
Yeah.
Super ultra runners. Super duper ultra runners.
Well, it's true because you have shoes that you want to do your short distances in, especially if it's something like we're doing with CrossFit. Typically, we're mixing it in with something else, so it needs to be a little bit more dynamic and multifaceted, right? So, like our Metcons and stuff, because we were running the 200 and 400 meters in today's workout.
They weren't bad.
No, I didn't feel like they were.
I was nervous about that.
Yeah.
I thought, have we done a rope climb and a run together? Because I don't recall ever running in my Metcons.
Yeah, but we did today, and those were the perfect shoes for it, right? Those are the best shoes for rope climbs,
Yeah, absolutely.
for sure. I don't think that's a controversial take or anything.
No, I mean they have the here. I can show mine. since
yeah,
she's
and then
showing
the
hers.
latest
They've
ones.
got the grip here.
Yeah.
For the rope.
Right.
So you're not tearing your shoes up.
Not tearing up the shoes. Got to get in that yoga class a little more often. Yeah, not tearing up the shoes because they do really bad on running shoes. Like those ropes chunks will start flying off the running shoes.
Did you have that problem today?
Oh, you were
not
wearing them
today.
today. Yeah.
She was.
And you
I
were
was scared to wear
go
different
legless,
shoes.
man. Upper body.
Yeah, so that's how I determine my outfit every day is I'll look at the workout and pick my shoes based on the workout. I'm like, oh, I gotta wear those shoes today. Those are the shoes I'm gonna wear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't match it with my outfit, but I do have like 3 pairs of shoes.
So you don't like match it with your sports bra?
So I have 3 pairs of shoes. Was that me?
No.
I think it said it right at the right time too. Yeah. But 3 pairs of shoes in my office, just in case. And then I also bring in shoes as well.
Yeah.
And I have my new cool Flux runners, which is super awesome and very comfortable.
That you don't run in.
I don't run in them because I just want to, because we're so busy here and it's a big building.
We
and
get
we're going back
a lot
and forth.
of steps.
Getting a lot of steps. Yeah.
About 16,000 on average.
I usually get about 15,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get like 18,000.
I don't think you do.
I do.
I don't believe you.
I do.
Trinity, what about you? You're going back and forth a whole bunch. How many
Yeah.
steps are you getting in a day?
Probably
A
20.
lot.
A lot?
Yeah, I don't know.
I need you to quantify that.
And then she runs.
And then she runs.
I haven't been running.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's been
I'm
swimming.
retired. Yeah, I'm a swimmer now.
She's-
Not a runner.
I'm a swimmer, not a runner.
Yeah.
I think I've covered everything I wanted to on. Oh, and then just actually the race day, the day of.
Yeah.
You know, so we have that event, Triple Threat. Said it a couple of times. I don't know if you've heard. But you do want to get here a little bit early. You want to go through your dynamic stretches.
Yeah.
You want to warm up the movements that you're getting ready to do, and so that you're physically ready, you're mentally ready, and hopefully you've done all the other things. You've been rested. You've worked up to this intensity. You're well fueled and well hydrated, and you got the right stuff.
Yeah.
The right gear. Man, I think we hit everything
I think so.
Mhm.
in under 15 minutes.
And then some, totally under
we
15
didn't.
minutes. Oh, yeah.
It's like
totally.
25 minutes.
Probably like 45.
Daniel's at 45 again?
Nadia was closer.
45?
38.
37.
37.
Where does the time go? All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up unless you guys have anything else you want to cover.
No, I think
No?
we're good.
Cool. I've enjoyed our time together today, guys. Let's do it again. We'll see you next week.